What you are about to witness is the most unforgettable series of plane crashes in Saudi Arabia's history. Uncover stories of tragedy and resilience that illuminate the fine line between routine flights and catastrophic fate. Our journey begins on April 17, 1964. What began as a routine flight quickly escalated into a nightmare. Middle East Airlines Flight 444 met with its unforeseen disaster. In this catastrophic event, 49 souls were lost, sparing no lives. This ill-fated journey began in Beirut, destined for Dhahran. The aircraft, a Saudi Aviation SE-210 Caravelle, was a symbol of modern aviation, having served the skies for just over 4 years. As Flight 444 approached Dhahran, it battled a fierce sandstorm. Challenging even for the most experienced pilots, the limited visibility and harsh conditions set the stage for the impending calamity. In the aftermath, investigators searched for answers, yet the exact cause of the accident remained a mystery. December 25, 1986 was another distressing day for Saudi Arabia. Iraqi Airways Flight 163 became the scene of a devastating hijacking. This tragic event resulted in the loss of 63 lives, with 43 fighting for survival. Flight 163, operated by a Boeing 737, was en route from Baghdad, Iraq, to Amman, Jordan, when it was hijacked midway. Amidst the hijacking, chaos erupted. A grenade detonated in the cabin, followed by another explosion in the cockpit. This sequence of terror led to the aircraft's crash near Arar, Saudi Arabia. The mid-'80s, marked by heightened political tension in the Middle East, set the backdrop for this tragedy. The hijacking was claimed by the Islamic Jihad organization, the military arm of Hezbollah. The CIA identified the supposed hijacker by the name of Rebel Khalil, who was considered a Hezbollah martyr in a mosque poster in Beirut. This finding led the Iraqi government to accuse Iran of instigating the hijacking. January 1, 1976, marked the beginning of a new year and a devastating aviation disaster with the crash of Middle East Airlines Flight 438. This tragic event resulted in the loss of all 81 passengers aboard, marking an irreversible tragedy. The flight, initially scheduled to depart from Beirut to Dubai, faced an unexpected change when the original aircraft, a Boeing 747, was replaced with a Boeing 720. This substitution had dire consequences. While flying over the Saudi desert, the Boeing 720 was suddenly torn apart by an explosion in the forward baggage compartment, scattering debris across the desert and leaving behind a mystery filled with unanswered questions. Further investigation into the incident revealed a complex plot of sabotage. Militants from Oman had intended to target the aircraft with a bomb, aiming for it to detonate at Muscat Airport. However, due to a malfunction in the original Boeing 747 leading to its replacement with the Boeing 720, the bomb exploded prematurely, causing the aircraft to meet its tragic fate in an unforeseen manner. On November 26, 1979, Saudi Arabia faced a tragic incident. This time was during the pilgrimage season, adding another layer of sorrow and tragedy. In this devastating event, all 156 individuals on board lost their lives. The journey of Flight 740, which took off from Riyadh bound for Jeddah with a Boeing 707 piercing the skies, met a grim fate unexpectedly. As the plane climbed, a catastrophic fire broke out in the rear cabin. Rapidly consuming the plane. This inferno forced the aircraft to plummet, ultimately crashing into the rocky terrain near Taif. The cause of the fire remains shrouded in mystery. Potential sources might include an electrical malfunction or other technical issues, highlighting the unpredictable risks associated with in-flight safety and underscoring the importance of stringent fire prevention strategies. On July 11, 1991, tragedy struck Nigeria Airways Flight 2120 shortly after its departure from King Abdulaziz International Airport, bound for Sokoto, Nigeria. The disaster resulted in the loss of all 261 people on board. The aircraft, a McDonnell Douglas DC-8, was on a mission to transport Hajj pilgrims. However, the journey took a fatal turn due to a tire failure at takeoff, a problem that quickly spiraled out of control. This seemingly minor malfunction led to a catastrophic fire that overwhelmed the aircraft, causing it to crash shortly after taking off. Further investigation into the tragedy uncovered that human error played a significant role in the events that unfolded. Two of the plane tires were significantly underinflated, and thus the maintenance team opted to inflate them with nitrogen gas, which turned out to be unavailable. Despite the gravity of this problem, the decision was made to proceed without delay. This decision proved disastrous as the underinflated tires generated excessive friction during takeoff, sparking a fire that the aircraft's fire warning systems failed to detect in time, leading to the devastating crash. August 19, 1980, marks the worst day in the history of Saudi Arabian aviation. Saudi Arabian Airlines Flight 163 became engulfed in a catastrophic fire during a routine domestic flight from Riyadh to Jeddah. This disaster claimed the lives of all 301 passengers and crew on board. Flight 163, aboard the advanced L-1011 TriStar, began as a routine journey. The disaster unfolded rapidly when a fire ignited in the cargo hold. Despite landing safely in Riyadh, a critical failure to evacuate the aircraft led to unthinkable consequences. After the aircraft stopped, the crew said they were turning off the engines and getting ready to leave the plane. But when the rescue team got there, they found that the engines on the wings were still on, making it impossible to open the doors right away. The engines were finally turned off 3 minutes and 15 seconds after the plane stopped, and then communication with the crew was lost. At that time, there was no fire outside the plane, but flames were seen through the back windows. It took 23 minutes after the engines were shut down for the rescue team to open the second door on the right side. Just 3 minutes later, the inside of the plane was engulfed in flames and completely destroyed by fire. The reason why Captain Al-Qawaiter and the crew didn't evacuate the plane quickly is unclear. Reports from Saudi Arabia suggest that they couldn't open the plug-type doors in time. It's thought that most passengers and flight attendants were either knocked out during the landing or didn't try to open a door while the plane was still moving. The crew was found still in their seats and all the victims were in the front half of the plane. Autopsies on some of the non-Saudi victims, including the American flight engineer, showed they died from breathing in smoke, not from burns, indicating they had died before the door was opened.